What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 36, and we're starting today's episode off with some player training for Marco Ryan Tyler, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and Jack Butland. As you can probably notice with the player training, I barely actually touch the training drills they do, or what players are doing in the drills. I know training is a really good feature this year, and I'm so pleased they've implemented it, but it's still something I'm not too focused on right now. I think it would be a little bit different if I had a few academy players that I was desperate to make sure they would be good enough for the future. We've got a load of Canadians, but they're probably not going to succeed anyway. Ryan Tyler's the only academy player that has the potential to be really, really good, so that's why I'm not really focusing it too much. If I do a series where I've got more academy players that are getting used, then I'll probably look into training a bit more. And we also have a squad report as well, and a look at the league table and our youth academy too. I mentioned the youth academy a minute ago there. Those Canadian players, it's quantity, not quality. I think that's the key to our academy right now, which isn't really a bad thing, to be honest, because we don't really need loads of academy players in this series, or at least not for Watford to begin with. And of course with Canada, they don't have too many great players anyway, no disrespect, so it's not really a big deal regardless. So we'll look at the squad report and look at the league table as well. 5 games in, as you can see, 5 games in, 14 games in, as you can see, 5th place, 22 points, but there's a cluster of teams right now that are being separated by just 4 points from 3rd to 12th, which is absolutely incredible. And as you can see in the Europa League, we've already qualified for the knockout stages as group winners after our win against Panathinaikos in the last episode. So the league table right now is just really, really bizarre. Just 4 points separating 3rd to 12th. Very, very tight right now. And to be honest, this season, if it continues like this, it could be anyone's for top 4. Could be a very, very frantic finish for those Champions League spots. So we take on Southampton for the first game of today's episode here. As you can see, Southampton currently sitting in 12th place. Us currently sitting in 5th place right now. 4 points separating both of the teams as we travel to St Mary's. Of course, in the last episode, though, there was a very frustrating couple of games for us. We may have beaten Panathinaikos to secure a place in the Europa League knockout stages as group winners, but sadly we lost 2 Premier League games. First to Swansea away, and then at home to Queen's Park Rangers. So coming into this game against Southampton, I needed to make sure we would get the points, and how about this in the 12th minute? Relief. I mean, seriously, relief for me, relief for this man, relief for the fans, relief for everyone, as skipper Troy Deeney, who was actually dropped for the Queen's Park Rangers game, played Charlie Austin instead. He didn't get a goal, so I thought I'd put Deeney back in the team, and how good does that feel? Troy Deeney finds the back of the net, nice ball inside by John Joe Shelby, I think it was, and Deeney with a first time strike finds the top corner and opens the scoring to make it Southampton 0, Watford 1. So Deeney with the goal, love the celebration too, and our skipper gets his first goal in a few games. So really pleased with that, because I was just so reluctant to drop my captain for obvious reasons. He was joint top scorer last season. You know, I felt like he'd come good at some stage. It just hasn't happened in the first half of this year. You guys have been crying out for a new striker in January transfer window, but I really do believe Deeney can keep his place in the first team, as he had such a great debut year for us last season. Regardless, a good chance therefore for Levy getting a start in this game, but a good save by Fraser Forster. But in the 31st minute, another great chance. Wonderful ball by Loftus-Cheek through towards Levy, who crossed the ball to the far post. Buffal goes for the header. Deeney won it, but it hit the bar, and eventually Southampton got the ball away. So our captain looking very good early on in this game. But you saw with the team lineup, the change of formation worked against Panathinaikos. I went back to the 4-2-3-1 for the game against QPR. It was our undoing. So coming back into this game, I went back to the 4-2-2-2, if you will. Felt as though I was more confident using this formation, especially when going forward. And it was showing here, because 34 minutes in, we won ourselves a penalty, and Maya Yoshida, the Japanese centre-back, also got himself a straight red card as well. Falevi did get a shot away, which was straight at Fraser Forster, but it was only after Yoshida upended him. He was the last man, he took him down from behind. Correct decision, both counts, penalty and a red card. The referee calls that one right. Big pressure for Troy Deeney. Can he find the back of the net from the spot as well? Yes, he can. Puts it right into the top corner, the same corner where he scored his first goal, and makes it Southampton 0, Watford 2, and it's Deeney's first brace of the season. So pleased with that. Yes, of course, it's a penalty. It's his second penalty he scored this season, but either way, I really don't mind. Deeney gets the goal. Started there, a little bit of hesitation, but sends Fraser Forster the wrong way, and it really does feel so good, because I still probably will look to buy a new striker in the January transfer window, maybe on a pre-contract. We don't have too much money left over, but either way, Deeney, I needed him to come good at some stage. I really did, after so many chances I've given him this season, despite underperforming. But that is now his 6th goal in the Premier League this season, 3rd penalty I should say, I think it is. But either way, Southampton 0, Watford 2, and you can see at half time as well, yes, Southampton did go down to 10 men with that Yoshida dismissal, but as you can see, 5 shots, 5 on target. We look so much more adventurous when playing in this formation, and 9 minutes minutes after the restart, another great chance. Once again, Loftus-Cheek wins the ball here, plays it through towards Marco Ryan Talla, the scout future star, gets past Cedric with a fake shot and goes for goal, but the shot goes wide and the post on behind for a goal kick. So still 2-0 to Watford, but we were looking at a far better side, and I do believe the change formation was doing the job. Sadly for us, though, on the stroke of the hour mark, Southampton would get themselves back in the game. Alexandre Pato, how about that? Came off the bench for the Saints, played it through towards Gaston Ramirez, and the Uruguayan smashed it past Jack Butland and made it 2-1. So Southampton, with basically their first chance of the game, getting back in the game here, reducing the deficit and making it 2-1. So Southampton back in the game here, but in the 77th minute, as we pass out from the back, as per usual, Jack Butland, we were basically trying to do that in the second half as much as possible. I was reluctant to hoof the ball. Well, I usually am reluctant to hoof the ball anyway in this game, but once Southampton went down to 10 men, I felt as though I had more control on the ball as I had the man advantage. And as Loftus-Cheek goes down the left-hand side here, skips past Cedric with a dummy, rolls it off to Bertrand Traore, arriving late, and Bertrand Traore just came off the bench, literally just before that goal kick, scores with his first touch and makes it Southampton 1, Watford 3 with just under 12 minutes to play. So Loftus-Cheek with the assist, Traore scoring with his first touch since coming off the bench. He's lost his place in the first team now. If we're going to use this 4-2-2-2, he'll go onto the bench, but either way, it's his first goal of the season, and he does applaud me there for making the substitution. Southampton 1, Watford 3. We get our 2-goal cushion back, and surely our first 3 points in 3 games. So Southampton 1, Watford 3. Gaston Ramirez always got his second goal of the game there, but Jack Butland denied him to make sure he wouldn't concede more than once in this game, and he wouldn't, because that was how the game would finish. Final score of St Mary's, Southampton 1, Watford 3. 2 goals for Troy Deeney, relief there, and 3 goals scored for us. And when you look at the stats as well, we may have lost a possession battle despite having a man advantage in this game, but 11 shots, 7 on target, of course the 3 goals being the most important thing as well. We're playing so much better when using this formation. I know it's only the second game, but we look so much more adventurous and so much more threatening when going forward. When I changed to the 4-2-3-1, I was wondering whether Troy Deeney would feel a little bit isolated this season up top playing as a lone striker. Yes, of course he's got those wide players supporting him and the attacking midfielder Buffal, but last season the wingers in Ibarbo and Traore, or whoever I was using in the 4-3-3 holding formation, they acted as sort of like inside strikers at some stages. You'd see Ibarbo cutting inside going for goal, and also Traore doing the same. This year the wide attacking midfielders, they don't actually get forward and through on goal as much as possible like last season when they were the natural wingers. So I think that was probably the problem for us this season when reverting to the 4-2-3-1. As a defensive minded formation, it's not bad at all. Shelvey and Loftus-Cheek do their jobs as holding midfielders really well, but when going forward, I don't think we're as threatening. That's why from now on, I think I am going to go to the 4-2-2-2 and use it as much as possible. Still, we take on Hearts for the second and final game of today's episode here in the final Europa League game. This game, of course, meant virtually nothing. We'd already qualified and gone through as group winners as well with this game to spare. So coming into this game against the Scottish side, had to rest all the players for this game, give chances to players like McKendry and also Bentley getting their first games for the club, and also Obiolari getting his first start for the club. He has played this season coming off the bench, but his first start in this game, and he'd also get his first goal of the season as well. The Belgian striker was possibly going to be leaving the summer transfer window, decided to keep hold of him. Still haven't used him that much despite our striker struggles, but maybe I should, because this was a really nice first goal to score this season. He receives the ball in the air with the header, chests it down, and first time volleys the ball into the top corner. Really nice finish there, and makes it Watford 1 at Hearts 0. So loads of changes being made to this side. We were still looking pretty confident. I really do believe the change formation is doing the job for us. In the 80th minute, we sealed the points here as Juan Fran off the bench goes down the right hand side, crosses the ball into the centre, picks out Lewis Cook, and Cook volleys the ball in for his second goal of the season, first in Europa League this year, and he makes it Watford 2, Hearts 0. So the former Leeds man secures the point in the 80th minute, and to be honest, this game, as I said, it didn't really matter too much. We were already going through as group winners, but I wanted to make sure we'd stay undefeated and also complete 3 wins out of 3 at home in this group stage. That's what I was targeting at the start of the group, and that's exactly what we're going to get. So I guess if nothing else, it's a good show of dominance in this group. We really have looked good in every single game we've played. Hearts may have got a draw against us at Tynecastle, but as you can see by the group table in just a moment's time, 6 games played and 5 wins, just a 1 draw. That was away against this side Hearts. We beat them at home though, and that's a really good show of dominance too. I did say we should be able to top this group. That's exactly what we've done. It's our debut year in Europa League. Not entirely sure as to how far we can go. The board want us to reach the final. I was reluctant to believe that was possible. You guys heard me say I thought it might be a little bit too much for us this season, but you never know. A really solid showing in the group. We are for us group winners. We knew that already. And of course, 5 wins from 6 games and a draw as well. That's pretty impressive for your first year in European football. But that does end the episode, guys. So thank you very much for watching the video. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's episode of Career Mode, then please do leave likes. That's much appreciated. It really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.